Hi. Oh, shoot.
What?
That feels really far away. Is that big enough?
What? I can angle the monitor.
Okay. No, that's fine. It's just... Ooh. Now it feels like it's too high up. Hi? It's just... Okay. Hi! Hi, Quartz, how are you? Oh, we're gonna get started in a second here. Oh. I didn't know this is what we were doing. Ew! No, we don't know. Okay. What are you doing? Stop! What are you doing? Come on. You're just getting rid of her. That's valid. That's very valid. We don't like her. We don't like her here. She's not kind.
Oh wait, there's still something there.
Whatever. Her name is not there.
Where are we?
Where are we?
Look, we're in the seas.
Wow, Connor Franta! Wow. Oh.
Connor Franta, I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry.
Wait, he didn't do it. Are you changing it to Chaos Script? Oh, our tweet doesn't have the link in it.
Copy paste it.
Can I have a second then?
Yeah. You can have as much time as you need.
Okay, hold on. What are you doing? Yeah?
Holy shit!
Whoa! Connor Franta!
Hold on, I'm not done.
Holy shit, dude. Bless you. Good lord. Share causing problems as they should, for real. Yes. Someone screenshot this? Wow! Look at that.
Somebody screenshot.
Socks? Can you believe it? Can you believe it?
Even see
List
it?
of LGBT YouTubers. You might want to zoom in. Daniel Howell! We're right above Daniel Howell.
Why do you think I put us there?
Wow. I'm so glad. Chaos Crypt. American. Gay. Chaos Crypt. Wow. Look at that.
Someone screenshot it. Did somebody screenshot
You love
it?
to see it. You love to see it. Good.
Did somebody screenshot it?
Someone will get it.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Connor Franta.
Maybe. Sorry, Connor Franta. We had to.
You're not. I don't think you're a bad person.
I don't think he is.
But you're not Chaos Crypt.
You're not us. Is the thing. Oh, you're showing everyone our Epidemi sounds. Music provided by Epidemic Sound. Music provided by the streaming service, the music streaming service, Epidemic Sound. It didn't work. Go back. It's it's not us actually editing it. It was just changing it on our end. It wasn't actually changing the...
The button didn't work.
Oop! Sprightly got it, though.
Okay.
That's
Where
okay.
is it?
Where it all ended, if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, yeah.
You're gonna play Una's Honest music while we do this? My brain went full them and lost it. It's fine. Alright, what do we have? Oh, sugar.
What?
That's unsettling.
Right. We're starting with Mothman.
Okay, hold on. I'm still not ready. I'm still not ready. It says pee-pee on my iPad. Pee-pee on my iPad.
You should fix that.
Pee-pee on my iPad!
You should fix that before Twitch gets us demonetized.
I gotta pull up the stream.
Pull up the stream.
I gotta pull it up. Pull it up. Okay. Alright. Time for Mothman.
I gotta be very careful.
About the art?
Yeah. I typed in
Well-
Mothman handsome.
Well...
Because I didn't dare type Mothman sexy.
Well, you
Here
got-
it is!
Yeah!
Bisexual Mothman mailman makes a special delivery in our butts.
Hold on. What's happening in chat? Almost put it in the wrong channel, so I went, let me switch it to pics. So I copied the message I put it with, because I'm too lazy to type twice, and then I empty brain closed out of the snipping tool. That's fine. Chuck Tingle! Chuck Tingle. We love Chuck Tingle here. Alright.
Chuck Tingle said Lil Nas writes.
Yeah?
Yeah, he did. Actually. He defended Lil Nas. And Montero.
Okay.
Because you know how he has the whole thing about devils? He talks about bad people being devils.
Yeah.
He's like, if you think that Lil Nas is the devil, then you are wrong. And that you are the devil.
Yes. Can we switch this music? It's
No.
It's like hard. Okay. Alright, so what are we here for?
Alright. First, we're gonna start with Mothman. Southern Living. The terrifying tale of West Virginia's legendary specter, Mothman. Sightings of the winged creature are said to leave witnesses with a deep sense of dread. From Megan Overdeep. October 5th, 2020. 1966, gravediggers working in a cemetery in Clendenin, Hello. West Virginia spotted a strange man-like figure in the trees above their heads. Is there a frickin' thumbtack under my butt again? No. Glowing red eyes. So, things we know about Mothman. Gay. Dogs cast player character? No.
Well, we already have it for an NPC.
Yeah. We can't stop talking about Mothman until I solve Mothman's true identity. Sightings of what area newspapers dubbed the Mothman continued throughout the next year. This is from recent. I want original witness statements.
You honestly might just have to go Wikipedia first, because that honestly will have a ton of sources. Even if you just go to Wikipedia, breeze through the article, go to the sources on the Wikipedia article, because that's where all the information is.
I know. But I'm going to...
What are you going to do?
I'm going to attempt to, maybe show people how to get first-hand sources without Wikipedia.
No, because, like, using, like, for academic stuff, you can use Wikipedia, just don't quote Wikipedia,
Yeah, I know.
quote the sources that Wikipedia uses. Because oftentimes the sources are what's, you know, liable. This is 2017.
Case of the Mothman. This is a news report. I also want to make it a bit more of a challenge. Owlman, a winged humanoid. Holy crap, what's that? Point Pleasant, we obviously know.
Not everyone might know this.
That's true. Well, we know.
We know.
We know that Mothman story began in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Okay. So, I'm gonna go back to Google. I can get the Google bar. Silver Brindle Bridge collapse. If you use the quotations, it will search specifically for that term. And it brings you to anything that actually talks just about that and not something that's just related to it.
Yeah.
Tiny crack, just 3 millimeters deep.
That's so wild to think about, actually.
Twisted wreckage of the Ohio River Silver Bridge after it fell with an estimated 75 cars and trucks. Remote researcher for urban legends, myths, cultural stories, post-graduation me would like to open doors for you. Alright. A 55-foot-long section of steel, 2 inches thick and 12 inches wide, had suddenly fractures. Tiny pin holding it in place fell loose. Sending the bridge's components into catastrophic failure. Would recall. Okay. Okay. Bye. Heard its name from metallic aluminum paint, but is notable for its distinct design. Well, I'll show what it looked like. Whoosh. As you can see, I don't know how to spell.
Bridge.
Whoosh.
So that's the collapse.
That's the collapse, and this is the actual bridge.
So basically one of the first Mothman.
They want us to believe that a tiny little pin fell out, and this happened.
No, the thing about this is that Mothman was the first ever sighting of Mothman, I believe.
It's one of the first.
One of the first sightings of Mothman, and the first that really set it in stone was right before this happened. The keyword is before. Right before this bridge collapsed was one of the first sightings of Mothman.
Let's see if I can get this. This is gonna be a bit of a tough one for me to find. I'm trying to find the police report. Public records, enter the name. No, that's not what I want. Okay.
just gonna bring you to Wikipedia.
Yeah.
This is a good place to start, though.
Yeah. November 16th, I think it's 1966.
67, I think.
This
No, okay.
Couple see man-sized bird creature.
Oh my god. Who are you?
Here it is. Can I please see the full?
No, I think it has the I think it has the...
Yeah, I just wanted to see the full. Alright. The following is a Point Pleasant Registrar article from November 16th, 1966. Couple see man-sized bird creature something. It was a bird or something. It definitely wasn't a flying saucer. 2 Point Pleasant couples said they encountered a man-sized bird-like creature in the TNT area about midnight last night. Sheriff deputy and city police went to the scene about 2 o'clock this morning but were unable to spot anything. The 2 young men telling their story this morning were dead serious and asserted they hadn't been drinking. Steve Maletti of 3305 Jackson Avenue and Roger Scarberry of 809 30th Street described the thing as being about 6 or 7 feet tall, having a wingspan of 10 feet and red eyes about 2 inches in diameter and 6 inches apart. It was like a man with wings, Millette said. It wasn't like anything you'd see in TV or in a monster movie. The men and their wives were in Scarberry's car between 11:30 p.m. and midnight when they spotted the creature near the old power plant adjacent to the old National Guard Armory buildings. The creature was seen standing on 3 occasions and described as being extremely fast. It flew about 100 miles an hour in flight, but it was a clumsy runner. Deputy Miller Halstead said he had seen dust in the vicinity of a coal field, but it could have been caused by the bird, he said. A hard guy to scare, Scarberry said. But last night, I was getting out of there. They did just that, but the thing followed them. They said it was hovering over the car, apparently gliding, until they reached the National Guard Armory in Route 62. We went downtown, turned around and went back, and there it was again, Millette said. It seemed to be waiting on us. He said the light gray creature then scurried through a field. It had also flown across the top of the car. It apparently is afraid of light, Millette reasoned. Or maybe it thought it was scaring us off. The young men said they saw the creature's eyes, which glowed red, only when their light shined on it, and it seemed to want to get away from the lights. Well, yeah, so would most things when you shine a light in their eye. Jersper can attest to that because I shine a flashlight in his eye every day.
Yeah.
Well, if Mothman isn't a moth.
That's the thing. That's the thing about this particular case is they say it's afraid of the light.
Yeah.
Well, it's also speculated that Mothman isn't actually a moth. It's just based on description, they give it this name. And, from what I understand, most of the Mothman sightings have very similar descriptions.
Yeah.
That's the thing about most cryptids is most of the descriptions line up with each other. That's the thing that makes them creepy, is that they're usually completely separate cases, other than like a few. Most of their descriptions line up, for the most part. And that's what makes that kind of a weird case.
The thing about bringing up Batman, I believe Mothman was named after the Batman supervillain, Mothman. I believe that's where it came from.
Probably.
Or it's the other way around. It's one of the two. They said it looked like a man with wings, but that its head was not an outstanding characteristic. Both were slightly pale and tired from the lack of sleep during the night following their harrowing experience. They speculated that the thing was living in the vacant power plant, possibly in one of the huge boilers. There are pigeons in all the other buildings, Millette said, but not in that one. Okay, that's something that's never been, that I haven't heard brought up.
What?
That it could have lived in one of the power plants, and their reasoning for which one is that there were no other creatures living in that specific building. If I had seen it while by myself, I wouldn't have said anything, Scarberry commented. But there were 4 of us who saw it. They said it didn't resemble a bat in any way, but maybe what you would visualize as an angel. The last time they saw it was at the gate of the C.C. Lewis farm on Route 62. Excuse me. This doesn't have an explanation to it, Millette said. Are they going back to look for the creature? Yes, Millette said. This afternoon and again tonight. Today, Scarberry said. But tonight, I don't know. And that seems to be where the article ends.
Much to think about. So this was 66, right?
Yes.
The bridge collapse was in 67.
Yeah.
So the thing about Mothman is people think that Mothman is the harbinger of disaster. Mothman is usually sighted, or, you know, cases of Mothman sightings usually happen before disasters. Are you looking at, is this the day after?
This is the day that the report went out.
Oh, that's ironic.
Funny that you bring up Black Shuck.
Funny that you bring up Black Shuck, actually.
Do you want to say it?
I mean, we already said it on Twitter, but...
Yeah, but not everybody saw that.
We're going to be looking at the Fresno Nightcrawler later in the stream, and we're also going to be looking at Black Shuck, actually. So, funny that you mention it. Some of this stuff is so creepy. I love it. I love it! I don't know what this drawing is either. Time suck. Hog folk? Hog moth folk? What is this? It's a podcast. It's a script from a podcast.
Yeah.
Very interesting. I don't want to steal somebody else's research, but
No, I'm.
it doesn't look like it's all about Mothman anyway.
Yeah.
Good for you though. Check out Time Suck Podcast. No, I don't know who those people are. That was 2015. Ew. So, West Virginia Police. Black Shuck is a local one, semi-local at least. Yeah, it's British folklore.
Some of these should be public domain, or not public domain.
PD.
You know what I'm trying to say. Open to the public. Local.
Oh, local. Interesting. Much to
Here we
think
go, Records
about.
Finder. What I'm looking for?
If it'll load.
Yeah.
Well, the sites where it's cited that it's seen is a couple miles from where I live. Very interesting. Good to know. I like that. I wish that were me. We don't get any cool cryptids in Massachusetts other than the occasional Yankees fan, but... Tragic.
I can look up inmates. I want reports.
I think most of the stuff is gonna be recent.
Whoa! Only 3 officers?
I don't think it's that big of a place.
My name is Moth Person today.
Dover Demon, that's true. Forgot about that one. But we don't get like the Jersey Devil or like Virginia gets freaking everything when it comes to American cryptids.
I want to see the records.
And by everything I mean Mothman and the Flatwoods Monster, but 2 very valid creatures indeed.
No, I have to search specifically inmates. Okay, that's a dead end. I was trying to find the actual report that they filed with the police about seeing Mothman. I wanted to find the...
I don't think that's gonna be super easy to find, if not out there at all. I think what we really need to look at is sighting reports.
Yeah.
From like the newspapers and following events of those sightings.
Got a local one for you, Black Shuck.
We were literally, we're gonna talk about Black Shuck at some point during this stream. We're gonna talk about the Fresno Nightcrawler as well. Right now we're balls deep in Mothman research. Bop. No, that doesn't work. Doesn't work.
Ass man. Butt boy.
Huh? What? What happened?
There's another one.
That's not good. Why are you so big?
Alright, here
what are you
we
doing?
got something else though.
What?
Point Pleasant. Got it. Mason bird monster presumed gone now. This is November 22nd, 1966, so this is roughly a week later. Authorities
After the first sighting?
Yes. Authorities here have concluded that the so-called Mason County monster was a large bird of some kind, and either has been or soon will be frightened out of the McClintock Wildlife Station area by hunters. It was a week ago today that the first sighting was reported of a large red-eyed winged creature in the McClintock area. Since then, there have been about 10 or more similar reports. Okay, that's something you don't hear about a bunch. You only hear about that first sighting.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that there were
similar reports.
That would have been 8 other reports, I think.
Yeah.
Hold on. This froze.
My iPad. My iPad froze. Still not right.
Yeah, we gotta reconnect it.
My pad. Okay, hold on. my pen. There we go.
There we go.
Okay.
Alright, the latest report was by 4 teenage youth. So this is the most recent report. There were reports before that.
What do you mean?
The latest report was by the 4 teenage youths. This was 3 a.m. Sunday. So, there were 10 reports of it. The 4 of them being the most recent at the writing of this article.
Those kids?
Yeah, so that's not the first sighting. That's the last sighting of the originals.
Weirdo.
Fly away from their car at high rate of speed. This was 3 a.m. Sunday. Monday was the first day of open deer hunting season in the McClintock Reserve. Chief Deputy Millard Halstead of the Mason County Sheriff's Office said the influx of hunters undoubtedly would bring any large bird out in the day-night. All monster sightings have been at night. Wayne Pursley, the wildlife biologist and manager at McClintock, believes small game hunters, which have numbered about 200 a day over McClintock's 2,450 acres, would have flushed any such bird out earlier. He said he didn't think a large bird, if it did exist, would stay in the area more than a day with all the commotion and hundreds of people searching at night for it. At West Virginia University wildlife biologist suggested last week that the thing is a rare sandhill crane. Mr. Pursley suggested that maybe that thing, crane, or whatever the people reported seeing, wasn't as large as they thought it was during the excitement. We have a lot of Canadian geese over here during migration periods, but nothing the size of what these people report, said Mr. Pursley. He said the hundreds of thing hunters had caused a littering and vandalism problem for the wildlife station. He said the area has been littered with cups, cans, bottles, and paper, and some signs have been damaged. There was so much pressure, some people came in here with guns after dark, that they were ready to close off the station area tonight, Monday, but it's eased up, and that doesn't appear to be necessary. Just what was seen in the dark of the night may never be firmly established. The Mason County monster may become a legend. Maybe a new tourist attraction has been born.
Wow!
Okay.
That's interesting. I just don't understand. I mean, I get where the red eye would come from in this case, but I just... Maybe.
I could see it, actually. Based on all the reports put together, you have the big red eyes. It's got a big wingspan, and it's got the creepy legs.
I guess.
But they're a daylight bird, from what I know.
They're a daylight bird.
Yeah. And that wouldn't explain why it would be black, unless it had, melanism?
Yeah, but that's too niche of a thing that multiple people would see, unless it was the same one.
Yeah.
No, because it's still...
Yeah, that doesn't show up. It would be a hooded crane. Well, there is that one. Where is this reported, though? New Mexico.
New Mexico?
Yeah.
No way. Not on my watch. Oh, shoot. Wild.
The head is still too small for that.
Yeah, I mean, the report said that its head wasn't anything phenomenal, but it still would have a bigger head than that, I would guess, you know? I don't know, man. I don't know if you're gonna be able to look at that.
Alright, here we go. Mason County Monster. Point Pleasant. Would you believe a 7-foot-tall bird-like creature with a large red eyes cruising at a speed of 100 miles per hour? There are 4 people in this Ohio River community.
Ohio
River community say that that's the Ohio Silver River.
Okay.
Who say they saw it and they are willing to take a lie detector test to satisfy disbelievers. It all started shortly before midnight Wednesday when Steve Millett, 20, and his wife of 5 months. Okay. So even in the original reports, we're seeing issues of misreporting. Because in another article, they're reported as being teenagers. But this says Steve Millett, who's 20, and his wife.
But are these the same?
Yes,
You said...
Millett is the same person.
Are you sure?
Yeah, Millett is the person.
Okay.
The same person, yeah.
Okay.
Millett and then Scarberry. When Steve Millett, 20, and his wife of 5 months, Mary, and another young married couple, Roger and Linda Scarberry, were joyriding 5 miles from here. We came over the rise in the road out near the old power plant when we saw the eyes over the bushes. They glowed red and were 6 inches apart. Okay, so this is where it can't be the sandhill crane. Because there is a 6-inch different, 6-inch separation in the eyes. The sandhill crane has a very small head, and the head I don't think is even 6 inches.
Yeah.
They all saw it, the eyes glowing weirdly in the bush. Millett, a hunter since he was 6, brushed it off as a raccoon or another animal. They then steered their car out of the 2,500-acre maze of dirt roads and fish ponds which make up the McClintock Wildlife Station. It's located in what is known as the T&T area, an abandoned U.S. ordnance complex. When we reached the paved road, there it was again, sitting on the bank across the little road, Millett continued. The second sighting revealed the creature's man-like form, they said. It stood over 6 feet tall, with its wings protruding from the center of its back, like an angel. Okay, this
like
is more.
An angel.
Are there mountain lions in those parts?
Probably not. For the bush. It's just... The wingspan is the thing. It's the wingspan. Let's see. Let's see with our functioning eyes.
Mountain lion sightings, West Virginia.
Okay.
They could have seen 2 different things. They could have seen this first, but it's the red eyes.
And they don't have, like, flash photography at their disposal here, so it's not like it was flashing because it was getting its picture taken.
Cat's eyes are reflective, but they don't reflect red, I believe. Yeah, it would be reflective to a flashlight.
To a flashlight, yeah. Did we lose our epidemic? No, most animal eyes kind of glow the color that they are.
It can, yeah, usually yellow can look red depending on varying factors, yeah.
That's true.
This does look red-ish. That's dark enough.
We're also factoring in things like, well, there it is. This clearly real image. No, we're factoring in things such as, when you're nervous, when your adrenaline is running, when you've got heightened energy, you don't remember everything. Your memory is very unreliable. in cases of high tension. It's just something to keep in mind. So...
And a sandhill crane is not tall enough. I was going to say, you could have a mountain lion be the first sighting in the bush. And then the bird that flies over them,
could be the sandhill.
Could be the sandhill. They could have been two different things. Because when they talk about it here, they don't talk about the 6-inch eye span. They just talk about how tall it is. And the wings protruding from the center of its back, which fits the sandhill crane. And if a sandhill crane is standing up straight, you could say it is almost man-like. This is from the initial report that we're just breaking down. Or the first report we can get.
I'm having problems coloring this piece of art. I don't know what's going on.
Both open and a skeptic. Yeah. Well, that's what we're doing right now. We love Mothman, but we also want to think, what could it have been? If not then. Torso resembled a human, except it had no arms and the face was hard to distinguish. It walked clumsy like a penguin. When it raised its...
It walked.
Yeah. When it raised its wings to a 10-foot span, it went straight up. You can also get 6 feet confused for 5 feet. But the sandhill crane's wingspan is only about 5 feet. So that knocks that out. By this time, the two women were crying. Scarberry didn't waste any time heading for the city. I'm not one to scare easy, he said, but I was for getting out of there. On the trip back to Point Pleasant at speeds between 100 and 105 miles per hour, the thing hovered above their car, casting a dark shadow over the rear window. One thing about being open as a skeptic is that the more possibilities you explore, the more you can strive to get off as unlikely, meaning the more likely your results are. When you have eliminated the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth. Exactly. Yes. Yeah, that's why, like, striking these things off. Like, the 100 to 105 miles per hour and hovering over a car. That... A bird would not do that.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm just playing with my drawing right now.
Nice job. Thing hovered above the car, casting a dark shadow over the rear window. You could hear a flapping noise. Then it came down at the car, making a squealing noise like a mouse. That actually does fit what people reported it sounding like.
I get
the chattering. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It still sounds like a bird, yeah. But it does sound like a chattering, and a lot of people report like a chattering sound.
Why'd you...
What?
Why'd that happen?
Why'd you do that? They contacted city police and sheriff's deputies and went back to the rambling old brick building. They said a deputy was present when shadows circled the building. Deputy Millard admitted he saw a cloud of dust ride from an adjacent coal yard that could have been the bird. Millette, Scarberry, and deputies searched the old building Wednesday in daylight hours. Millette said he saw something fly up inside a boiler when he... Alright, I have to find page 2.
When he what? When he what? What did he do? Tell me what he did. Tell me.
Okay, this is actually a different name. This is the Riley something registrar.
Tell me what he did.
Oh.
You will not tell me to shush. I'm an artist.
Continue with Ancestry. I hate this. I need to make some sort of account to look at the rest of that report.
No, don't. It's not worth it.
No, show me.
Show me the pictures of Mothman. Show me.
There is this other one. Doddridge incident related. Another reports of bird creature. Salem UPI. A man in nearby Doddridge County said today something was red with red reflecting eyes was spotted in a meadow on his farm Tuesday night, shortly before his expensive German Shepherd dog was lost.
Okay.
Newell Partridge, a building contractor, said the 3-year-old shepherd, Bandit by the name, went into the darkness after the thing and has never returned.
Much to think about. Much to
He
think
gave
about.
this story. About 10:30 p.m. Tuesday night, his television reception was interrupted by a generator noise, so severe that he had to turn the set off. Almost immediately, the dog started carrying on with something terrible with a death howl. Wife, the $350 dog has never stayed away from home more than 15 minutes before. Partridge's description of red reflections matched the reports of 4 young Mason County people who say they saw a huge bird-like creature with red eyes near Point Pleasant about 90 minutes after. 90 minutes! There's a 90-minute span between this event and the, Scarberry and Millette incident. When the dog knows something's up. What's the distance between the 2 sightings? Yes, that's what I'm gonna go for. Salem, Doddridge County.
Might be able to tell you the speed of travel, yeah.
Yeah. Doddridge.
And this is also the west from. Go on Google Maps.
I'm on Google Maps, yeah. I don't want to see the... Okay, so... It's reportedly right here. In this area.
Uh-huh. Versus...
And I don't have a specific location.
Versus Point Pleasant. Right?
Yeah. This series deserves some biddies. Thank you.
Thank you for the bits! That seems... Where's Point Pleasant?
Now, if I mark this directions...
I was going to say do directions. Point Pleasant.
2 hours.
But that's still 116 miles in 90 minutes?
Yeah. If it goes 100 miles per hour, then yeah. That's easy.
That's a fast man.
Because it only needs 90 minutes to go 100 miles. No, it only needs 60 minutes to go 100 miles. This is 116 miles. That's almost... We gotta ask the travel of most birds, too. Yeah, no, if it's going 100 and... Not... If it's going 100 to 105 miles per hour, then in 90 minutes, that is about the perfect length of time to reach Point Pleasant.
Which one happened first?
Salem one.
The Salem one? Okay.
List of birds by flight speed.
I am willing to bet that the sandhill crane is not.
Peregrine falcons are able to exceed 200 in free fall.
In free fall. Free.
Sandhill crane is not listed. So that means it's not even...
It can't be that.
It's not even recognizable. 15 to 50 miles per hour.
That's still not fast enough.
Yeah. If it's real, it's still an animal with wings, so you can use that to rule it out. Yeah, absolutely. It would have to be... a falcon. Maximum horizontal speed, 93 miles per hour. That is the only thing close enough to being fast enough. Well, and... a gyral falcon. Falcon. No, it's not gonna be that. But that kind of rules that out. That report, which I think that's pretty big evidence.
Yeah.
Point Pleasant about 90 minutes after Partridge's incident occurred. Perhaps a strange part of Partridge's story that links to another part reports that the force said they saw a dead dog on the roadside as they were being chased. The 4 young people said that when they turned less than an hour later with the police, the dog's carcass was gone. So Bandit, the German Shepherd, disappeared and was never found again. These 4, when they saw it, they said they saw a dead dog carcass. The timing maps up perfectly.
What should you think about?
It would need 90 minutes to get right there. And if it was hiding in the power plant, it would make sense why it would eat outside of it. But the fact that they didn't find bones, you could posit that it is some type of owl type creature. Because
What's the biggest owl?
nothing this big.
Nothing this big.
Nothing this big. But if the bones were gone, then it could have been an owl, because owls eat bones. I'm not saying any owl we know about, but if it's close to an animal, unless something came and got the body, they do look like big shadows, yeah.
I'm learning a lot. Alright, we've been on Mothman for almost an hour. Do we wanna maybe
In a minute.
if we wanna do I didn't think we'd take this long on Mothman, to be honest with you.
This is that report that I read a minute ago. the Ralph Turner one from the 22nd. Partridge opens the door and picked up 2 red reflections when a flashlight beam was passed over the meadow. At this, the dog's hair stood up. He bared his teeth towards and rushed into the woods. According to Partridge and his wife, the $350 dog has never stayed away from home for more than 15 minutes before, and he never came back.
That's so weird.
So, again, they have the 2 red reflectors. So, yeah, I say this is the same creature. I say that the incidents there are more likely than not connected.
Yeah. It's just so specific and so...
Owl's eyes glow red.
in.
Yeah, they do.
It's just the size. I guess, like I said, when you're under that kind of stress, you do, mistake things and don't see exactly what you're actually seeing. The distance there, the dog, the time it takes, it's just so specific. Much to think about.
It's actually a shorter distance, even. This is also by car. It's 115 miles by car. This direct distance is probably a lot shorter. Yeah, if it is an animal, it is more likely related to an owl than a moth.
Well, yeah. I don't, even if Mothman was real, I don't think it's...
There is also a good chance that the creature in the bush was not the same creature that they saw in the field. Moths have non-reflective eyes, too. Yeah. So are we set in our decision for now?
What decision? We haven't decided.
Yes, we have. That the creature spotted at Newell's farm and the creature in the McClintock Wildlife Management Area are the same creature.
I think that, yes.
What do we think, chat? Same creature?
I think it is.
Now, see, nobody ever talks about the Newell report. Which is, I think, is the thing that most confirms something.
Yeah.
Because the timelines match up perfectly together. 90 minutes if it goes 100 miles per hour. It can get there easy. The dog that never returns, and the dog that is found dead there when the body is missing. I think we're not done with Mothman as a whole. I think when we do more of this, we should do some more Mothman stuff.
Yeah. This is just a lot. And this isn't even half of it, is the thing.
These are the first reports.
These are the first reports. There are reports from 9/11.
Yeah.
There are reports from, recently.
Yeah.
Mothman sightings still happen. This is only the 60s, end of the 60s.
Yeah. Oh, Ven, you missed it. We found newspaper articles reporting an incident, 90, that happened 90 minutes before the initial Millette and Scarberry encounter with Mothman. And it happened at a perfect distance, and a dog went missing at the first sighting, and there was a dog carcass at the second sighting. And people don't connect those frequently. Kraken is an interesting one because of the sheer size the colossal squid can get to.
Oh
and
no,
giant
oh
squid
no,
for that
oh
matter.
no, oh no.
What? Oh. Alright, so did you finish that piece?
Yes.
Alright.
I was gonna put my, can you close the iPad window really quick?
I should do intense research to see if Freddy Fazbear's Pizzeria was real. Yeah. We knocked out the idea that it was a sandhill crane. We knocked out the idea that it was a mountain lion. And our current position is that it is related to an owl. And this, I think we'll probably come back to Mothman and stuff.
Yeah, I don't think it's an owl. I don't think it is. I think it's too big. I think the wingspan's too big. Why can't I save this? Hello? Can I please save my image? I can't save it because I don't have enough room on my iPad. Cool. Alright.
Just delete some pictures.
I can't do that right now!
Yeah, you're not on.
Keep talking then.
I was gonna. You just miss the end of Mothman. But yeah, my position is that it is related to an owl. Doesn't mean that it is an owl. I think that it is somehow related to one. But like, as far as what creature is this man-like cryptid related to, it's definitely more close to an owl than a moth, yes. The signs point more to being related to, an owl. Yeah. Whether we will keep this position, I will keep this position, is yet to be determined. And Jersper does not believe it's an owl.
I don't think it is. I don't think so.
Yours is based on the size, but also, he could be an undiscovered owl. That, or it is, let's get funky for a second, or it is somehow mutated. It was found at the TNT fields.
Yeah.
Does that mean there's radioactive stuff there? No. But also, we don't know everything about how everything reacts to animals. My mental gears are spinning more for this mystery than my assignments. Alright. So, which one do we want to do next? The Fresno Nightcrawler or a Black Shuck? We should probably do Black Shuck first, actually.
Okay.
Remains unsolved. Just so Blaze and Raven don't have to stay up too late.
Yeah.
Alright.
I'm still getting rid of pictures, though, so...
Yeah, take your time. I'm just closing out these windows. So I've seen the Black Shuck once. My memory is shit and an awful source. You are the closest thing to a first-hand source we have right now. Let's interview you. Blaze, what are your thoughts on Black Shuck? And don't say dog eagle. Okay, so I was walking home from work at roughly 3 a.m.
I'm excited for this.
My walk takes me through the woods.
Yes!
I will expand the chat window for a minute. So as I approach the entrance to woods and the foxes are going ham. I love when the foxes go ham.
I love that for them. Love it.
I hear a noise behind me that sounds like metal scraping along the ground. Ooh. Holy shit. Atmos posted the Harvey cosplay to Reddit and got 19,000 likes.
Jeez. Good for him. Good for him. Go follow Atmos!
I shrug, thinking it's a fox. Look back and see a large black figure. Keep walking, gets closer, another shriek.
Good lord.
So doesn't this mean that you're, like, marked for death?
Maybe.
So I'm tired and I walk a bit further. Ducks and hellhounds are actually different. Okay. We will be looking into this then. Look back and it's gone. No sound from the fox's entire woods goes dead quiet. Not long after my friend... Whoa. I didn't expect that. Okay, not long after my friend commits suicide. That's all I got. Okay.
I have this stupid picture of V sitting doing nothing, like 3 or 4 different times on my iPad. Sorry.
Shucks are usually just an omen. Death for you or someone close to you. Not ruling out that I was seeing things, I worked a lot and was tired. Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
I will say it was in the middle of the road, so no shadows from a car.
I save this now. I'm not gonna be okay. I can't.
Yeah, I'll just turn it off. Just relax. You don't need to save it right now.
I know. I just.
Yeah, it's still off. You can change to a new picture.
I need to take a walk.
Okay. Let's go to gallery and open a new picture. Trending searches. EV, SUV, Jordanian Crown Prince. Grocery stores open Easter Sunday. Baby born with 3. Baby born with 3 what? Okay. When entire forest goes quiet, you know something is up. So this was Hadley. Okay. That does help. Okay. Mapping the Grim, Black Dog Tales, georeferencing 3 comments. It's part of the original intent of the Public Archaeology Project for PA 2015, and for me because data is poetry and maps are fine prose. Due to the nature of my working life, you'll find the UK are a lot more stuffy and quiet about our folklore. Yeah. That's why I'm gonna look for specific instances of strange dog sightings, I think. Here it is not finished in the slightest because I've spiraled downwards into the maw of Shuck and into the mouths of all other myth dogs. The whole thing has widened out and flattened out so much so. Last night, as I tried to fill in some of Suffolk, I ended up as far as India with the what? The world that spawned the shape-shifting wolf vampires that are the Vikolak of Slovakia, of Bulgaria, and the Vokatis of Latvia. Spirited off with the Perchta or Befana as the Yule celebrations of the Central Europe and her pack of witches or his pack of dogs, or in the male this is not what I'm looking for. This gives me reports though. 6-foot dog causes no harm or misfortune. Okay. Swindon. Where am I looking for? East. Am I going up or down? Huge cluster of sightings in the east is what I was talking about when I said local. Around South End. South End on Sea? Or up here? Okay. Encounter in 1970, the age 60 Leslie Cripes records for a BBC an audio cassette telling of her younger days spent shooting rabbits, ducks, and fox in the Wakering area. He also included a few ghostly anecdotes, including one that he had trouble believing himself. One moonlit night around 9 p.m., he went out to bag a duck or rabbit towards the coast, taking with him in his car his gun and his friend's dog. 10 p.m., he exited the vehicle only to see a black and white dog leaping towards him 2 feet above the ground. Soundlessly, the hovering dog bounded past him and vanished in the direction of the sea. Then 2 months later, at the same spot, but slightly later at night, Mr. Cripps was in his car with his own dog when he saw the black and white dog curving towards the vehicle from behind. He later found that a friend had also seen the dog at least once. Neither of them had dared to tell anyone about it. Comments: the exact location of these encounters is not given, but they apparently occurred at what was once a storage area for bricks. Made by the kilns that stood nearby. 2 main brick fields in Great Wakering. I know how to read. We're at Landwick and Millhead, so the scene must have been at the edge of the marshy lands between the village and Havengore Creek, just east of Wakering Common. D. Gordon, Haunted South End. History Press. Okay. So I'm in the right area right now, right? Or was it right up here? Well, there's a lot up here, too. Lowestoft, Kessingland. Encounter: my informant has spoken with a man in about 1938-39, shortly after he'd seen Black Shuck. Okay. It's a big black retriever with a brass collar on the A12 road between Lowestoft and Kessingland. He had been to Kessingland to visit a sick person who was cycling back very late at night when the dog was suddenly on top of him. But, okay, another report of charging. Couldn't stop in time and seemed to go right through the animal, which he said was very like the dogs often taken on board boats by skippers. He connected its appearance with the loss soon afterwards of the fishing boat Shore Breeze. Although he didn't know the exact losses, he knew it had been a big disaster for their town. Right, that fits, again, with the Omen situation. What is this white one? White dog the size of a polar bear? In 1860, okay. Nice. Old Scarfe. Skeff. Skeef. Black Scotch. Bill snoring. A white canine apparition shortly before the Second World War. It was reported to have been seen on several occasions, slinking along the lonely roads between the villages. According to the villagers, it had a terrifying habit of dashing across the road in front of cyclists and motorists. Okay, this Norwich is the other hotspot, which makes sense. There's a cluster around it. This goes with the other report that we just read. The guy who was riding his bicycle. Habit of dashing across the road in front of cyclists and motorists to disappear, howling into the adjacent fields. So at this time, the motorcyclist declared that he had run through this ghost dog, an experience which so unnerved him that he abandoned his vehicle by the roadside. That fits again with this same report that we had seen somewhere down here. Yeah, this one. In 1938. It went right through him. This was 1955. Alright. Garveston. Counter. 4 or 5 years ago, my husband was walking up a narrow lane past Garveston Church. To his left was a large field with no hedges. Again, a field. Suddenly spotted a large dog about 20 yards in front. Okay, hold on. I don't know which one I just clicked. Whoops. Hold on. I was gonna say this one is the reports of a white dog, though. That's interesting, because it has the same behavior as this one. All you had to do was Naruto run at the pupper. Yeah, it's interesting how there's a bunch of white dogs, too. There was the one that was a black and white dog. Here it is. 4 or 5 years ago, my husband was walking up a narrow lane past Garveston Church. He suddenly spotted a large dog about 20 yards in front and to the left of where he was walking. It was a large dog about the size of a Labrador and dark in color, with a head similar to a boxer. Coming up the lane in the opposite direction was a woman walking her 2 dogs. My husband glanced at them a second, then turned to look at the other dog, but to his astonishment it disappeared. Okay, this is another one that has disappeared. Also, just like in Blazes, it disappeared. In all of them so far, it just disappeared. Then there was absolutely nowhere it could have gone in that second. Just open field with no crop. It must have vanished, as it was about level with the other dogs. The woman in the lane was a stranger to him, or he would have asked her if she saw what happened. It was in broad daylight. The time of the year was autumn. It seemed a natural dog with a very dark shaggy coat, with an unusually round face for a large dog. It looked neither right nor left, just trotting along, occasionally lifting its head. It took no notice of the approaching dogs, or of anyone. Had at least 200 yards to go before reaching any sort of cover, but he only took his eyes off it for a few seconds, and it had disappeared. Okay, this is 1983. Tuxwood. Encounter Robert Harmon, then a young man, lived in the house in Tuxwood, the most southerly suburb of Norwich, between Eton and Old Lakenham. At about midnight on Saturday, 1986, he was reading a book in his bedroom when he heard something like a scratching noise coming from outside. He went out to his backyard but found nothing. He turned to go back in when he heard the noise again, apparently coming from the rear of his garden shed. Upon looking around the side of the shed, he saw a dog bigger than any he'd ever seen. When it turned to look at him, he knew it was no normal dog. It had a dark coat and big red eyes which looked at him in a sinister way. In that moment, he thought he was face to face with a werewolf. That fits my sighting, was a little larger than a German Shepherd. Okay. Moved away, stopping to look at him twice, which filled him with fear, then leapt over the 6-foot-plus fence with no effort. Mr. Harmon jumped over the fence and looked over, seeing the dog just walked away down the road, which led to the countryside. He was terrified of the encounter, and he hoped to never see such a creature again. Okay. So, this one doesn't fit the other sightings. The dog did not disappear. The dog was much bigger than other dogs. The only thing remaining that was similar is the dark coat. Two owner story. I'll be right back. Hold on. Alright. Actually, we have to go get ready for Easter instead. We thought that we were going to be able to have the time to do a couple of them, but we actually have to go hide eggs for Jasper's baby cousin for tomorrow when she comes over. So we have to wrap up stream now instead. Thank you all for coming, though. We will do this again at some point. And we will pick up where we left off on Black Shuck. Alright? I'm gonna find somebody to raid. And then we will call it a night. Where'd Hachi go? Alright. Thank you everybody for coming. Can't wait to do this again. We'll talk more about Mothman at some point. But next week we will get back into Black Shock. Have a good night. Bye!